Thank you so much for being with me today.
Thank you for being here with us. You.
Absolutely. So what made you decide that you wanted to do something as far as leading in music and entertainment in general?
Sure. I've always had a love for music culture since I was young. Like the first thing I remember reading was like the back of Michael Jackson's Bad vinyl cover. I'm old. And then that kind of inspired me to learn more about the business as far as like what's an executive producer, what's a songwriter, and reading those credits. And then when I met Missy Elliott, I'm from Virginia, so my first superstar I ever met was Missy Elliott. And having her be an example of what you can do from my area, from my city, really like inspired and empowered me. So from then on, I just kind of like learned more about things and started to get myself into internships, went to college, and then started working for labels. And then, here I am, a lot of years later. So yeah, that's how it started for me.
Wow, that's incredible. So I think a lot of people want to try something new, they want to get into it, but they don't know what pivotal steps they have to take.
Yeah.
Can you remember one step that really changed everything for you?
Yeah, for me it was going to college. I think it was leaving my environment that I know, and it was about meeting people from different areas, understanding different cultures. I think that was the biggest part, because in college you kind of able to kind of find yourself, meet new people, get internships to work at labels and publishing, because when you're a student you can get into these doors that some people can't get into, and then using those relationships to build a career. So to me it was really just going to college and again just opening my mind and being open to trying new things. So that was really important in my life. My life would be probably completely different had I would have just stayed in my own bubble and not be able to like reach out beyond my community.
Wow, absolutely. So I know you mentioned a little bit about Missy Elliott,
yes,
but do you mind telling us some of the other people that you worked with and things that you've done?
Sure. So yeah, I never worked with Missy, but she was the first person that I met. But some people that I've consulted to have been teams for like Jadakiss, Mike Will, Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis, Cardi B's producer Jay White, India.Arie, Kurt Franklin, Yo Gotti, quite a few people in terms of helping them with like their music publishing, as far as how they license songs to TV and film, so things like that. And then I've coached over like hundreds of independent artists across the country through my Live the Biz panel. So yes, I'm kind of like work with the mainstream folks, but also make sure that I'm helping the independent artists, producers, and writers as well. Okay. Yeah, it's been a blend.
That's incredible. So by any chance, is there anything you remember that you wish someone, would have told you or warned you about before you got into entertainment?
Wow, anything that I feel like I've read a lot. I think probably the one thing I probably would have focused more on is saving money. Yeah, because when after college I moved to New York City and it was a really rough time. It was like labels was merging, there wasn't a lot of jobs. So I think beyond just being creative and beyond just making those connections, what I think I was really good at, I would have been more smart about saving enough money because if I had to go through a period where not having a job or not having income, I could rely off of that. I think I was just so focused and driven about meeting people and building relationships, which was great, but not really that smart in terms of like saving a lot of money to be able to have more options, so that you don't have to, your grind doesn't have to be as hard or as rough as it could be when you're more financially savvy. So I would give myself that advice. Yes.
Thank you so much, because that's great. I needed that advice.
I think you all do. You know what I'm saying? If you have the money, save it. That's the point. That's what you need to say. Don't spend it. Save that when you have it. Because nothing's guaranteed. No job, recession, house, anything. Nothing is guaranteed in life. So if you have the funds to save that, then save it for a rainy day. For sure. It's so beneficial for everybody.
Thank you. And last but not least, what are you hoping the audience member gets out of this panel today?
Sure. I hope they get anything that can help them progress and any motivation. I think a lot of times when you have panels, sometimes you just kind of preach to people about what to do and what not to do. But a lot of times we don't look to really inspire people. So I want to make sure that people not only learn something, but that they're motivated to continue it. It could be so much information. It could be so many directions. And you feel like, oh man, I got to do everything overnight. I got to build a following, get an investor, promote my project, get producers. It's so much. So I want people to just be motivated to have a plan and stay energized and stay focused. Know that it's a journey. It's recipes in this hustle, but it's a marathon. It's not just a sprint. So just be prepared for that and be motivated.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you telling us everything that we need to know.
Absolutely. I want to give a huge shout out to Sakara.com. Keep doing your thing. Love is love.